Hi guys, and welcome to this Model Engineers workshop. Today in the workshop, in the past, we've squared the cylinders. Today, we're going to round the cylinders. Come on, I'll explain it. Hi guys, I'm the chef. Today, like I just said, we're going to round the cylinders. Well, we're going to round a little bit of the cylinders and get rid of a lot of this big square block of cast iron that we're making the cylinders out of. So I've got one of the cylinders on the bench. Come on, I'll talk you through it. Righto guys, so here we are. This is the right hand cylinder on the bench. So yes, we're going to get rid of some more metal out of these blocks. Okay, we've got rid of all of this. We've drilled a lot of holes in it. We've got ports in it. We've got big holes in it over here, and all the holes for the frames, of course. So what do we actually got to do? Well, we're going to remove about 11 millimeters by 29 off the top of my head from here. Take out a whole strip across all the length of it. We then have to start rounding that off so it matches the cylinder bore, so it's concentric. We're then going to start rounding off here until such time as you imagine a line there coming down here that's tangentially, is that right? Not a clue. Till we make a tangent line here that rounds off this bottom edge. So you can see that this corner's going to go, this corner go, that strip there's going to go, and there's going to be a whole strip out of here. Right, so this is the right hand one. You can see the bits out the back here from the left hand cylinder, so I had to strip it down. Left hand cylinder is over there in the mill and is just about set up ready to go. But I'll get over there, finish the setup, and when I've done that, I'll bring you back. See you in a bit, guys. Righto guys, so here you can see the left hand cylinder block. Got it resting on a piece of scrap there, which brings it up to the right height. As you can see now, I've left both covers on, and there's a reason for that. Don't really want the bore filling up with muck or too much at the moment. As much as you can clean it out, why clean it out if you don't have to? And we actually need these covers in a little while, so I might as well put them on from the very beginning. Now, of course, what we've got to do, hopefully you can see, let me just have a look. Yeah, I'm pointing to it anyway. We've got to take this corner off. Okay, so we're going to go across 29 and down just over 11. So we end up with 70. So from the bottom surface here, which is the port face, this is the frame side. As you can see, it's got all the holes in it for the bolts. And we're going to take out this corner. So I've gone for a long tool so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to take it steady. So we're just going to go across using the DRO and the dials and everything until we get down to 70 here and across by 29. I did put a scratch line on there. Can you guys just make that out? Just at the tip of my thumb there, there's a scratch line. Yeah, you probably can. So I've already touched off, as you can see, on the top surface, set the dial. I've touched off on this face, because of course we're working that way. I've set the DRO, so we're down. We're going to take about 0.5 mil, see how this cutter performs first before we start going big and chunky. And I've gone across 5, so we're just going to get this going, take a strip across here and see how it goes. Unfortunately, in this direction, the machine's going to be throwing this muck at me, so I've got my little plastic shield at hand in case I need it. All right, let's take a cut, guys. It's going to get noisy as always, but here goes. Now, it's a nice surface. As I predicted, the machine's throwing the muck at me, so I'll put my little plastic screen in place. You can't see that, that's good. Well, not yet, you might do soon. Right, that was 0.5 mil. Let's just do another one, and then we might go a bit deeper after that. Okay, let's see how we go with the second cut. That's actually a really nice cut. Right, let's put the big boy trousers on. Let's go for a millimetre cut. See how we go. I'm cranking this by hand, backwards and forwards, so we can just take our time. It's not going to make a bother. See, I'll just kill the machine. You can hear me, so you can hear me better. That's actually a really nice surface in there. Right, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to go down till I get this to 70. That'll give me a reading on the dial that I can stick to. So 70 from the bottom this way. Okay, not down by 70 because that would take away all these holes. And when I get that done and across to 29, when I get close, I'll bring you back. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Right, guys, so we just got one more cut to make. You can see we're getting a lovely finish. Not that you're ever going to see this. This is the bottom, of course, so you'll hardly ever see this. Now, hopefully, when we get this last cut in here, that bottom corner will move down by a millimetre, of course, but then it'll be left here between the rear cylinder cover and that corner, the same distance as we've got from here, from the cylinder cover, to the top surface that we've got. We're here now, again, upside down in reality. So let's get this surface cut, and let's hope everything pans out. We're getting very close, so it won't be far off. Not that it would make any great difference anyway. As I say, you're not going to see this bit. It's underneath the logo. So here goes. Going to get noisy. Righto, now that's left again a lovely finish. I'm going to clean up in that corner. Get rid of the bird over here. And can I zoom in a bit? Maybe I can. Let's just play around here a bit. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully you can see that from there to there, if you go from the middle, the center out, is pretty close to the same as, so from there, this surface to that corner and this surface to the top, it's pretty much the same thing. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to lower the table so we clear work. And I'm going to clean up a bit. Now, this is why we left the covers on. We're going to take out the packing from underneath, and then I'm going to bring the cutter to a center line here. So center line, the cutter, center line here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to roll very gently, a little bit at a time, and take off a bit of that corner, But because we're rolling, we will create as much as it will be faceted, just a little bit. So we're going to take this away until such time as we get as close as that to that corner as we dare. Right, I'll bring you back when I'm set up, and I'll show you the next bit. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Righto, guys, so a bit of a clean up. As you can see, that block is now, oh, you can hopefully see, just slightly rotated. This is the tool is on the center line of the bore, give or take. Doesn't need to be that exact at the moment. As I say, this is just kind of just making everything look pretty now. So I'm going to power up, come across, probably take off a little bit, and then we're just going to take off this, keep going. All right, show you what I mean. Here goes. Going to get noisy. Just going to move the table down a little bit. Just going to take light cuts. We're not holding on to a great deal here. I think I can take a bit more than that. There we go. Righto guys, you get the idea. You can see hopefully just there. Let me zoom you in again, reposition you maybe. Right, let's have a look. Yep, there you go. You can see we're already, that's it, already creating a step. We're taking this corner off. All right guys, I'll get this cut done and a few more, and then when it's possible to start seeing what I'm doing, I'll bring you back. Okay guys, see you in a bit. Righto guys, there we are. There's a few cuts gone. You can see here how it's kind of a flat there and a flat there and a flat there. So that was quite a few cuts. Managed to get it to fit nicely down here. That's great, love that. And you can just see I'm just taking a couple of the first couple off here because that's now obviously not at 90 degrees. The trick I found is loosen the vise just enough to allow it to start to move. Then you get in the big hammer. And in this case, for going that way, of course, I'm just tapping this side just enough to rotate the block just the slightest, because of course it's only removing a little bit here, but over here the slightest could be 1 mil or 2 mil. And then give it a good couple of taps down so it's sitting back down onto the front and the rear covers back so that they're in contact with the jaws. The actual height from here to the cutter I'm not touching at all. So every time we're going to slowly take away this corner. Right, I'm going to get back onto this, and when I get this all the way around to here and we're cutting on the very bottom corner of the block down here, I'll bring you back and we'll take a look at what we've got. All right guys, see you in a bit. Righto guys, so here we are, many cuts later. You can see we're starting to round off. But, you know, you can see all the facets, but once I'm done, I'll put this in the vise and I'll just file that smooth around. The important thing at the moment is the most of the material is away. Right, now this is what I'm expecting to be the last cut. We've just got very little to take off here now. So what I've done is I've actually used the tip of the insert to touch off, rather, not with the machine running, just to get it into place. About 1 millimeter in, so because we don't really want to end up with a razor sharp edge. We want to be just in a little bit. Anything's possible. It might be that I've got it wrong, but I hope not. So this is basically going to be, let me just move you, otherwise I'm going to be banging the hell out of you with so I'm cranking the table up backwards and forwards. This hopefully, well, not hopefully, this definitely will be the last cut, I would have thought. So we'll just go slowly, and Make sure everything's nice and tight. Oops, sorry guys. There we go. Right, gonna get noisy and let's do this last cut together. Here goes. Just gonna go slowly, slowly. This is the thickest part of the cut. That's looking nice. Probably got about a 2mm flat here at the edge. So let's wind on a little bit. Right, each cut now gets thinner as we get towards the center and the center line. Alrighty. That's the last cut on this cylinder. As you can see here, nice little flat, so we're not going to end up with a razor sharp edge. We don't want that anyway. Right, so I'll clean up, get this on the bench. We'll compare it to the left-hand cylinder. No, this is the left-hand cylinder. Yeah, the right-hand cylinder's on the bench. And get rid of that. Let's see how much we've taken off. All right, guys, back in a bit. Righto, guys, so there we go. Left-hand cylinder, right-hand cylinder. And tip them up together a little bit. Maybe you can start to see how much we've actually taken off. This is all going to be, of course, these facets. Oh, there we go. You can see all the facets that have been machined onto there. That last one, that's just machining marks. There's nothing there to feel. So I'm going to put this in the vise, run a file along some of these joints, just smooth them off. Doesn't need to be anything critical. And then when I get the other one done, I'm going to put it down. When I get this one done to the same stage, got to dismantle it all, of course. I'll bring you back and we'll talk about the next bit for the next video. Right, so we've got to strip the right hand one down, file this, strip this one down, put that in the mill over there. Do the same, whip out the chunk out the bottom corner here. And then start going around that way till I meet this line here, and then we start taking off across to there. All right, guys, I'll get this filed, get this one machined up, and what for you will be literally a blink of an eye. It's going to be about a day for me. Okay, right, see you in a bit, guys. Righto, guys, there we go. Fair amount of time has passed. Both cylinders now the same shape, mirrored, of course, left and right. Left, right. And yeah, that was fun. Lots and lots of swarf came off. Go back to, I think it was squaring the cylinders, that video. You'll find out when I squared these off, I put them on the scales. They were 6.2 kilo blocks of cast iron. Just had the covers off this one and this, the front cover, and put that on the bathroom scales. And they're now, sorry, 6.2 originally, they're now 3.1. So we've literally taken 50% away from each of these blocks. So it's a lot of swarf. It's about half a bucket, I suppose. And but worth it in the long run for me. I quite enjoy doing that. I'm a hobbyist. It's not a profession. It's not. I'm not doing this to make money on it. So I'm quite happy with that. You can see on this one the facets. This is just machining marks. There's nothing there to feel. You can still see the facets slightly. I was going a bit too keen and a bit too fast on that. This one, is a little better. I was doing a lot smaller movements in increments, and so that is a lot, I'll say a lot rounded. You can see this one is a little bit chunky, but it's not going to matter because that's all going to go underneath some nice brass cladding with some small bolts, which we'll be doing soon. I'm surprised nobody's asked, but I'll tell you anyway. Yes, this is all available as a set of castings. I've no idea how much they cost. They come from E.J. Winter, who's the sole provider for this Wombat locomotive. He's got the drawings and all the castings and all the laser cut kits and everything. So he's the man to see if you want a set of castings. For me, I personally think that being a newbie, starting with a square block for mounting in the forge or boring out, all these other operations, and keeping this bit to the end has actually been slightly easier for me. Each unto their own, fair enough, you can do what you like. But for a lot of these operations, just a square block that sat down nicely in the mill vise, or it went nicely into the forge jaw, then it was easy peasy. Yep, last job, of course, rounding it off. Nice and smooth. Took the files to the points on the facets, and I then got the die grinder out and put the compressor on and took a little emery pad to them as well. So, right, there we go. So, it was like a 13.5 kilo block, something like that, 12.5 kilo block of cast irons, now down to 2 bits weighing 6.2. Incredible, but never mind, good fun. Been a good few months getting it, but now, as far as I can tell, these cylinders are done. Both the valve chests are done, the valve cover, chest covers are done, the valves are done, the blocks are done, the valve rods, can you see those? Yeah, one there, one over here, they're almost done. I just need to pull that one out, just need to round those off. Okay, right, give me a second guys, I'll reset and we'll bring this video to a close. All right guys, see you in a bit. Righto guys, there we go. A milestone saw today. The 2 cylinder blocks themselves are done. As I just said, all the bits, we've got gaskets to make still, not too much of a job. What else we got to do? We just got to do the cladding. But before we do that, I've got to make a tool. So that will be the next video. Model Engineers tooling. Not going to give it away. It's quite small, but it will be quite necessary for the job that's coming up next. All right, guys, with that, I'll leave it like I normally do. Saying if you can find it in your heart and soul, give me a like, a subscribe, share. That's always a good one. It's the likes that put this video in front of like-minded model engineers like you and I. And the subscriptions are for me. It's the motivation. I've said this enough times before. The motivation just keeps me coming out here and making these videos for you guys. And at the end of it, I'll end up with a steam locomotive. Good deal, really, I think, isn't it? All right, guys, this is Chef saying, see you later.